Kabar Takum. This word means how are you in the Nubian language, and today the focus is on the Nubian community, all about their history, heritage, culture, and of course, food. Mama Zeda, karibu.
Asante.
Sasa nataka kujua Wanubi wametoka wapi?
Wanubi hasili yao, kuna wale wametoka Sudan, wengine wametoka Chad, wengine wametoka Misri, ndio hasa origins za Wanubi.
Now I have an understanding that Kibra was given as a gift to the Nubians for taking part in World War II. So it was given by the British to the Nubians. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, the Nubians were given this Kibra as a gift after the war. So when they came to Kibra, they found that it was so foresty. And forest in our language, in Kinubi, we call it Kibira. Kibra. We don't call it Kibera, we call it Kibra. So when you hear a Nubian say Kibra, no, it's a forest place. So that's the time they were giving it as a gift.
Baada ya vita ndio wakapewa hiyo ardhi hii ya Kibra ambayo ndio kama compensation yao ya vita.
Nubian soldiers were the only soldiers who could fight on the land, on the air, and on the water.
Wow, as you can see in front of me, there is so much food, and it is from the Nubian culture. Mama Aziza, before we attack this food, tell me, what do we have in front of us today?
In front of us we have gurusa and kisira, and then we have mulabamia. We call it mulabamia, yeah. And then we have mula kofta. Mula is stew.
What is the meaning of mula?
Mula is stew.
Okay.
So we have mula stew, and then we have layu, which is known as murenda.
Okay, so what is the difference between these two?
The difference between the two is this one, as you can see, is circle.
And I actually made it. It was very interesting.
Circle. And then we mix with sugar, a bit of sugar. And then when we are mixing, we mix the same, but this one we use warm water, and this one we use cold water.
So they taste the same. Or is this a bit sugary?
This one is sugary. This one is heavy, and this one is lighter, very light, very, very light. Yeah, this is the difference.
And are the ingredients the same?
Ingredient, like if you're using 1 packet of ugali maize meal, you use 2 packets of wheat. 2 and 1 for both. But with this one, you put sugar, warm water. This one is cold water, no sugar. Yes.
Where did this food originate from?
It originated from Sudan. As you people know, Nubians, they originated from Sudan. They came during the World War. So when they were coming with their women, that's when they used to cook this one.
Wow, amazing. We will get into the role of women back then, but for now, we cannot let this food just look at us here and we're looking at it. We need to attack. Now, during this time, when the men were fighting, what role were the women playing?
The women were supporting them by looking for food, because at that time we don't have the technology like you get ready flour and all that. You have to use maize. You have to soak it in water, and then you use those stones, I don't know what they call it. Yeah, you press the maize to get the flours. So those were the work of the women, to cook, to give them the courages, to go and look for medicine. When they are hurt, you don't have to go, they didn't have the farmers. So you go to the forest, you look for those herbs. Those were the work of the women.
And now it's time to know more about the Nubian artifacts. And I'm joined by the very lovely and beautiful Hamsa. Hamsa, welcome.
Shukran.
Now, how did you come to do this, what you're doing right now?
Okay, so these ones I started doing when I took from my grandma. She was the one who is doing these things. So I decided just to join her, and I feel interested to do it. Till now, this is what I'm doing. Yeah.
Now give me a little bit of history. How did this all come about?
Okay, this one, actually, in our tribe, we normally, after we do everything in the house, you can just sit outside the house, you trying and do it. If I'm seeing my grandmother is doing, after I finish everything like washing dishes, washing clothes and cooking, I'm going out there to join her. I'm getting interested day by day. Also me, I'm trying to do it. Till now, I can do it myself. Yeah, this is what I started.
Wow. And I can see that you're holding something in your hand. What is this?
This one, we call it kuta and tabaga in our Nubian language. Kuta and tabaga means that this one is a very important thing. If you get married, you have to go with this one at your house. You cannot just go to your husband's house and give the food just like that. You have to put a sinia, here a plate. We call it plate, we call it sinia in another way, but you can put plate with the food, then you cover, you give it to your husband. And also not your husband alone, the visitors can come inside the house, you have to cover the food. This is our traditional way. You cannot just drop the food like that empty without the cover. It's not a good thing in our traditional.
Wow, I can see that this is a very beautiful skill. Now, Hamsa, how do you aim to pass this knowledge from this generation to the next and to the next and to the next?
Okay, so this one, I'm trying so hardly just to convince my young ones behind me to continue it, because this one is our culture and we cannot stop to do our culture. Even if I got older than the way I am now, still, then they keep growing and they'll do this one. So this is what I'm going to do.
Kabartaki?
Seme.
What is this mat called?
It's called birish.
Birish.
We use it as you see now, we are sitting on it, and you can use for prayers also when a visitor comes. And also, when a man wants to discipline the wife, you have to sit on this mat. If you make a mistake, you are not beaten, but you have to sit here and then you are talked to.
From my observation, I can see that your culture is very rich, very beautiful. We have the birish, we have the amazing food. Now, how do you aim to preserve this culture to reach from your generation to the next and to the next and to the next?
We have a very rich culture. For all those years since the Nubians came here, we are still following our culture. We have our own food, we have our own mode of dressing, we have everything the Nubian way. And I'm not still like we are losing it in any way, because we are just passing it from one generation to the next one. Yeah, it's going to stay that way.
As you can see, I'm wearing a Nubian outfit called the Gurbaba. Now let's get to know its origin and why exactly do the Nubians put on this attire?
For us, we wear the cloth that everyone is happily. Even if your parents can see you the way you are, you're looking so beautiful. So it's something unique.
It is our cultural dress. We wear it during our wedding. Some people put it on tukiwa na matanga. As in, mtu ukivaa gurbaba, you resemble a Nubian lady.
Gurbaba na suksuk. Hizi ndio unaangalia na mwanamke wa Kinubi na kipini. Mbako naona anavaa kipini.
When did you get this piercing?
When I was in Form 4.
And did you ask why you're getting the piercing?
I wanted to because my late mom had it, my grandma, my late grandmother. As in, niliona I need to look like a Nubian lady because most of them wako na piercing.
How would you describe a Nubian woman in just one word?
Super.
Very supportive.
I'm joined by Abdulaziz, the Vice Chair of the Nubian Souk. Abdulaziz, welcome.
Okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. Like.
Kabartakum.
Same.
Hey, you see, I'm on point. Yes. Now, Abdulaziz, tell me, what was the importance of having this Nubian Souk?
Okay, fine. The Nubian Souk, we are actually in our second year. This is the second time we're having the event. Basically, what necessitated for the event to be had is the fact that we felt there's need to promote and preserve our culture. Because my generation and even those who are slightly older than me or younger seem to have sort of forgotten. So we saw there's a need to actually come together, a group of enterprising youth, to come and be having such events annually. And it's held by an organization called Nubian Heritage Resource Center, which is a community-based organization. This is just one of our events which we intend to go towards promotion and preservation of our culture. Basically, that's it. That's what brought about this whole idea of Nubian Souk.
Okay, give me an overview of this event.
So far this year, as I can say, it has been a success. Last year we had it for 2 days, but this year we're only having it for 1 day because there are some cost implications which are related to it. But also at the same time, we thought we should have it on Jamhuri Day so that we can be able to celebrate our heritage and our attachment to Kenyans. You know, we are the Nubian community. We come from Kibra. For a long time we've been yearning for so many things, but this year there's so much which has happened to us. We thought we should have it on Jamhuri Day. Naam.
Thank you. What is your message to people out there, especially the Nubians and even the non-Nubians?
Okay, fine. My special message today is that the Nubians have actually been part of the Kenyan culture, even though we have been recognized or gazetted as a tribe in Kenya as such. But we celebrate because we came here pre-independence as early as 1900s. We've actually been in Kenya for more than a century so far. So there are tribes which came later than the Nubians who have even been recognized. But for us, that hasn't been the case. But of late, there have been developments. We've been granted the title to our past. So we can say we are part and parcel of the Kenyan community. The whole world should actually come and see what the Nubian community is all about. We have so much to offer, as you can see around. Yeah, in terms of food, clothing items, and everything. Yes.
One word to people out there. You can teach me one word in Kinubi.
It's Nubi Huri.
Nubi Huri. What does it mean?
It actually means that we are sort of emancipated, we are free. We can be able to think on our own and do things for ourselves.
Nubi Huri. Kabartaki. And what is the meaning of Kabartaki?
Kabartaki, it's habari yako in Swahili. In English, how are you? Yeah. Then you say, I'm fine, seme.
Seme. Let's practice it.
Yeah.
Kabartaki.
Seme.
Well, Kabartaki.
Seme.
Kena limina.
Kena kuna jawai.
And what does that mean?
Let's come together. Let's be one thing.
Yes, united we stand, divided we fall. Let's have one word in Kinubi.
Anaib Horizon TV.
Anaib Horizon TV. What does that mean?
Napenda Horizon TV.
Oh, Anaib Horizon TV. I love Nubians. It's been an amazing day full of love, color, vibrancy, and I have enjoyed myself. I have been your host, Aisha Khan. Yalla Bade.